Welcome to another installment of ECSD Talk, hosted by me, Alan Buckler, station manager for the Ellenville Central School District's very own radio station 107.9 WELV. We are recording this episode in April of 2021, and I'm delighted to be joined today by Rebecca Howe Parisio, interpretive ranger at the Sam's Point area of Minnewaska State Park Preserve. Hi, Rebecca.
Hi, how are you doing today?
I'm doing so good. Thank you so much for being here. And how are you doing today?
Welcome.
You're outdoors.
I am good. I'm outside, so you know it's a good day. I am near Lake Maritanza. I am in the park. I figured it'd be the best place to be.
I love it to do it. To work outdoors is great, and obviously that's what your job is all about.
Yes.
And it's all about bringing that outdoors to the people. So what are some upcoming events happening at Sam's Point that the public can be involved in?
So tomorrow we have a drop-in Earth Day stations. So come to the park for just a normal hike, and you'll find some Student Conservation Association interns and myself and some other park staff. We're gonna have some stations set up. We do almost weekly hikes on a Saturday or Sunday. This weekend we have a lichen person coming and walking and talking about the lichens that we have up in the park.
What is a lichen?
A lichen is it's an organism that is both a fungus with an algae inside. So it's growing everywhere. It's growing all over the rocks, trees, and you step on these things all the time when you're hiking here. So he's just going to go in depth about those.
Cool.
We have an upcoming hike to Verketerkill Falls on a Wednesday in May. We got a couple of those. We have a phenology or a citizen science programs where you can come and go on a walk and learn about what plants do in the seasons. So phenology is what plants do during the different seasons, when plants really do their things. So when they bud out, when they leaf out, when they flower, when they fruit, whether it's a grass, a flower, like a proper flower we want to see, like a mountain laurel, or even the pitch pines you see behind me when they make their cones. So we have a whole bunch of events just coming up. Every single weekend in May is full of events. You can find them all on our website. We also have an email press release list that you can join if you'd like. But yeah.
Let's mention those right up top. So what is the website people should go to?
The website you should go to is parks.ny.gov /parks/193. Or if you just go to nyparks.com, type in Sam's Point area, and it'll come up with us and Minnewaska's programs too.
Okay, and that's where you would go to sign up for the email?
No, so for the email sign up, that's just my email address. You can send me an email at rebecca.howe@parks.ny.gov.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So one event that I know is coming up, which I think is an annual event, is I Love My Park Day. Tell us a bit about that.
Yes. So this year we have 2 events for I Love My Park Day. They're trying to spread it out and make it as safe as possible. So we have I Love My Park Day weekend, which is May 1st and May 2nd. May 1st, we are going to go give some love to the Verketerkill Falls Trail, which is a overly loved trail is the way I will put it. It's our most popular trail here. And so we're going to go move some rocks, make it a little bit more appealing because it's overloved. And so we got to give a little love back to it. And we're going to try to have monthly volunteer days to give a little bit more love back to the park because people are starting to go outside more, and we just got to give a little love back to the park.
Right. So
take care of it a little bit more.
Yeah. So that means you guys do rely on volunteers, right?
We do rely on volunteers. I Love My Park Day is probably our biggest volunteer event of the year, and that's where I'll talk about day 2 of I Love My Park Day, which is Sunday, May 2nd, and we have a pollinator garden, so we have to wake up that pollinator garden outside of our visitor center. So we'll be cleaning out the garden for that one. That's more of an easier, slower paced event, and that's all on ptny.com or .org. That is because that's a statewide event.
Okay. I'll be sure at the end of the video I'll put up all the emails and website so people can see those at the end of the video. When you say stir up a pollinator, that sounds to me like it sounds like you're going to stir
wake up the.
It doesn't mean that, does it?
No. It's just the garden. So it's just the flowers and the plants that our pollinators need to survive. So we have all native plants in there: milkweed, columbine. We have some sweet fern. We have pitch pine trees in our pollinator garden. We have a little bit of mix of all of our local native flowers, and those are for our local pollinators to
Cool.
pollinate on. Yeah.
Very cool. Let's talk about another upcoming event a little bit further away. So coming up in June is National Trails Day.
Yes, National Trails Day is, I believe, June 5th, which is the first Saturday of June. That's another volunteer event. Our Student Conservation Association interns, they'll be hosting that one. That is something very heavily that the AmeriCorps SCA, they kind of plan, and they really like that event. So we'll be giving some love back to the Verkeerder Kill Falls Trail as well that day. I believe that's what we have planned for that one.
Okay, is that something the public can get involved in?
Yes. So there will be a sign up, and that's for signing up for any of our programs. You can always give us a call. That's how we actually prefer it, at 845-647-7989 is our phone number.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So those bushes behind you mentioned they're a kind of pine.
Yes.
Correct? But they look a bit like blueberry bushes, and I know that season's approaching too, right?
Oh, it is. So up here we have I was sitting down. So we have our pitch pine tree. These are our dwarf pitch pines. They're only really found at the dwarfed version at Sam's Point, so they're not that tall. And then if I go look a little lower, I have some blueberry and huckleberry bushes down here. So I'm kind of sitting in the understory, trying to get out of the sun, a little bit of sun we have here up today.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't think it really surprises anyone, or everyone knows that blueberries and huckleberries are extremely in this part of the world. But
yes, they are.
About the season and how that applies.
Yeah. So we have historically there have been huckleberry pickers coming up here for multiple generations, hundreds of years, starting with the Native Americans and ending with actually people coming up this summer. It's from July to August. Huckleberries and blueberries, they're in abundance. Now we just let people pick them to make pies and all their home stuff. But people used to sell them here and sell them to New York City. And it was how they made a living. So we have historical huckleberry pickers, and we've got modern huckleberry pickers.
Right.
The season. Go ahead.
I was going to say, these days, anyone can be a huckleberry picker.
Yes.
In the amateur sense, right?
Yes. And again, going back to our events, we have blueberry and huckleberry themed programs coming up. We try to really focus heavily on them because there's that natural history and the picker history as well.
Cool.
The human history. Yeah.
If anybody who's around here has never really gone blueberry picking or gone huckleberry picking, Sam's Point is a great place to do it.
Oh yes, come on up and talk to us all about it. Come up, bring a bucket, like a nice little takeout container, and come on and pick.
When typically are they ready to be picked? I know it's seasonal.
I would say mid to end July until mid-August is really their season.
Mid-July, August is like prime blueberry.
Yeah. Oh yeah, lots of blueberries here.
Also, I pick blueberries normally every year. I'm fortunate in that just down the road from where I live is a small swamp with wild bushes. So again, if we time it just right, if we get there mid-July to mid-August, you got to get there sometimes before heavy rainfall, which knocks them off.
Yes.
Or before
the bears get them. Oh yes.
But if you get it just right, you can sometimes walk away with 3 or 4 containers full of blueberries.
Oh yes, I believe you. Yeah, you can get quite a bit, but you got to beat those bears. It's their favorite.
One program I don't know much about, so I'll obviously let you elaborate, is the Leave No Trace or hiker preparedness. So go ahead and elaborate.
Yes. So Leave No Trace is a set of 7 principles of like hiking ethics. And so we've really been kind of pushing them on everybody coming up here because they go to the basics of how you treat the outdoors. So I'll give you a couple examples. The one we really want to focus on is durable surfaces. So always hike and camp on durable surfaces. So it means walk on the rocks and not the soil. So rocks are more durable than the soil. The soil and the huckleberries have been starting to die off and erode away because people are walking on the soil and through the huckleberry and not on the rocky, wet surface. So that gets a little hard. And then just basic, leave what you find. You don't pick up any flowers, leave the rocks, and then pack it in, pack it out. that goes with all of your garbage. We pick up a lot of garbage that we have here. So those are just some of the 7 principles. But we have been setting up stations in the park to have somebody kind of talk to everybody about Leave No Trace principles, because it really helps us keep the park clean and keep the park tidy and keep the park safe.
Yeah, I guess half of that concept is the whole leave it as you found it, right? Anything you bring in, you bring out with you.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Never leave anything behind, regardless of what.
Leave nothing behind. Take only pictures.
Right, and then obviously the other side to that is actual proactive treating of the area, whatever that might be. And I know you wanted to mention, we talked a little bit about it, but about volunteering. So obviously that's like I Love My Park Day.
Yep.
How do people volunteer to help clean up and maintain these parks?
Just send me an email or give me a call. We can take your information. We're trying to have a monthly volunteer day. And that date will change. It'll be in our press release. But if you just give us a call and say, hey, I'm interested in volunteering, I'm interested in picking up garbage for an hour, things like that, we can make arrangements to have you come up and help us with that. We always appreciate volunteers, and we need volunteers. And you can also volunteer to like help out with education programs too. It's not just cleaning up the park. There is educational opportunities to volunteer as well.
Nice.
So if you just shoot me an email, give me a call, I'm around. And yeah.
Great. So one of the last couple of questions for you before I let you go. I know you mentioned it looks pretty sunny there at the moment, but the rain comes pretty quickly, right?
There's a dark and gloomy cloud that way, and it's sunny that way. I'm watching it kind of go from west to east, and I'm at the edge.
So yeah, one of my last couple of questions for you is obviously Sam's Point is right here. It's very, very close to Ellenville.
Yeah.
So what hours is Sam's Point open to the public for walking and hiking on the trails?
So our gate opens at 9 o'clock in the morning, and our closure time, it changes seasonally. Currently it's 8 o'clock. So you have to be out of the park by 8. That gives you 11 hours to be in the park. So that's a good amount of time, good amount of hiking.
Yeah.
Yeah, so right now it's 9 to 8.
Okay, and are there any restrictions or days that it's closed?
No, we're open 7 days a week. The only thing that's closed at the moment are the ice caves, and that is for the winter season still. There's too much ice to enter them yet. We're hoping to open them mid to late spring, but last year they were closed for COVID. Hopefully we can mitigate some of the COVID protocols or COVID risks, and that's our plan. We really want to open them, so we just gotta wait till it's safe.
Is that partly because they're so tight areas? I have been to
Yes, there's tight areas, lots of touching spaces, and there's some enclosed areas. So that's really where that danger comes in. Because outside, we got a whole bunch of trails to be open on, but the ice caves, they're kind of small. So
right, and the ice caves are, I imagine, one of the big draws to the park, right? Because
they are.
They're a very unique feature to a national park. I mean, almost every national park has a trail and maybe a water feature, but not every national park has an ice.
No, they're very special to Sam's Point. So we have to make sure they're safe to enter first.
Yeah,
that's pretty much it.
Awesome. All right, so I guess last question would be we touched on it, but I'll let you just reiterate it. How can the public learn more about all the programs that are on offer?
Yes, so our website, New York State Parks website, has all the updated information. I myself make sure that it stays up to date. So just take a look at that, and that's there's two websites to the same address. It's nysparks.com, and then let me just get my little cheat sheet for the other one. Yeah, nysparks.com, and then we have parks.ny.gov/parks/193. That's our assigned park number. So
is 193 specific to Sam's Point?
Yes.
Yeah, and obviously Sam's Point makes up the larger, or is part of the larger Minnewaska State Park Preserve.
Yes, it's just one of the areas of Minnewaska State Park Preserve. So they have their own park number for that website. So if you just if you go to the State Parks website, look up Sam's Point, there'll be links to Minnewaska as well. And they have just as many events as we have. They have a whole education team over there too. They have their own AmeriCorps Student Conservation Association interns and everything. So we work very closely with them. And they have lots of fun events too.
Great. Was there anything else you wanted to touch on, or did we?
No, I don't. I think that's it. So thank you very much.
No problem. So that brings us to the end of today's show. I want to say a huge thank you to my guests for joining me from the outdoors, Rebecca Howe Parisio, interpretive ranger at the Sam's Point area of Minnewaska State Park Reserve. For more information, as Rebecca just mentioned, you can visit www.nysparks.com. To email Rebecca, you can email rebecca.howe@parks.ny.gov. You can call 845-647-7989. The alternate website was parks.ny.gov/parks/193. Yes. I've been your host, Alan Buckler. If you want to get in touch with me, you can call me at the High School TV and Radio Studio at 647-0135, or you can email me, alan@welvradio.com. If you have any suggestions for future episodes or for future guests, then feel free to drop me a line. And until next time, goodbye for now. Thank you again, Rebecca.
Bye. Thank you.